Hey there, this is Red. It's time for another episode of Red Plays. So, where we're at right now with our pre-constructed deck, Ant-Man deck, versus the standard Ultron is not a good place. Right now we're at 0-2. Ultron's taken us out twice. We haven't really had a win, so we're kind of in the horrible spot where we're just trying to get a moral victory at this point so we don't go to 0-3. So, we're going to get this rolling. We're going to see if we can get that moral victory and maybe take Ultron out once as Ant-Man. So we've got Ultron out there. He's got his 17 hit points. We've got the Crimson Cowl out there. We need to flip over. Got our Ultron drones environment. And when we do that, our top card comes into play as a drone. All right, we need to do Scott Lang. He's going to get 6 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see what we come up with here. So last time we went build with the team building exercise. And we could do that again. We could get the team building exercise out there, use that potentially to play Stinger. We could get a giant strength out there, then hold on to the reinforced suit. Or we could play the reinforced suit on Stinger to keep her out there to help pick off the drones as they come out, which sounds kind of interesting. Maybe that should be the way to go. All right, let's stick with this, and we'll roll with this. Actually, we're not going to use the call for aid, so we're going to ditch the call for aid and see if we come up with anything. Well, yeah, we'll hold on to the call for aid. Okay, we'll stick with this. I think we're okay. First thing we're going to do is we're going to use our genius to get team building exercise out. All right. Next thing we're going to do is we need to share a trait in order to do Stinger. So we're going to do Scott Lang is going to turn into Giant Ant-Man. Ba-boom. All right, as we come out, we get to change to this form, deal 1 damage to an enemy. So we're going to take out this drone, get it out of there, and that was a Moxie. All right, we're going to exhaust our team building exercise to make something cost 1 less that I share a trait with. So I'm an Avenger, Stinger's an Avenger, so we're going to bring her in for free. And then, what are we going to do? We do our giant strength we'll do a giant strength for a reinforced suit. Put that on Stinger. And that's going to give her +2 hit points. All right, so we're going to do a couple of attacks, an attack and attack. She's going to take a consequential for that. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 to Ultron's. We're going to knock him from 17 down to 13. So let's swap some tokens. And then we're going to be done. So do I hold on to the call for aid? I think I will hold on to the call for aid. Get rid of these, and we're going to go up to hand size of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Ant-Man's helmet would be nice to get out there. All right, so now we're over to the villain's turn. So villain's turn, first thing, 1 threat on the main scheme. Second thing is Ultron's going to come attack. Ant-Man's going to take this attack. Ultron's attacking for 2. He's going to get a boost. Let's remember the boosts this time. So the boost is boost. Choose either to spend a physical resource or put the top card of your deck into play face down as a drone. Oh, that will potentially mess up my round, but I think we're going to use our call for aid to not make a extra drone happen. So we're going to get hit for 2. And then a drone's going to come into play, or I can put a threat on the main scheme. Let's go with the threat on the main scheme. All right. Next thing that's going to happen is encounter card. So our encounter card is Vibranium Armor. Let's see, after the villain takes damage, give it a tough status card. Don't like that one. Takes 2 physical to get rid of it. All right. So that's the end of the villain's turn. We're over to the hero turn. That did not go as I was hoping it would go. And having to spend 2 physical is really tough for me to do. All right, so how are we going to handle this? I can't get Ant-Man's helmet out there. So what I can do is I can use my giant strength. I could use my giant strength to put gloves on Stinger. I think that's the way to go. We're going to use our giant strength, and we're going to put gloves on Stinger. So she's kind of getting powered up at this point in time. We're going to flip on over to Tiny Ant-Man. And when we do that, I forgot to, I should have put a minion into play. And the minion should have attacked and done damage to me. All right, so I'm going to flip over to Tiny Ant-Man. When I do that, I'm going, oh no, that's not right, because I did this here. Flip over to Tiny Ant-Man, take 1 thread off the scheme. Keep thinking drones need to keep coming out, and I actually did a non-drone thing that turn. So, all right, so this, if the villain takes damage, give it a tough status card. Oh, I don't want to attack and make him do that, so we're going to exhaust to do some thwarting, and we'll get rid of the last off of here. All right, we're going to be done. We'll let Stinger be. We're going to drop to a hand size of, we're going to get rid of our helmet. We're going to drop to a hand size of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I hated getting rid of my helmet, but I needed to get those physical resources. All right, villain's turn. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put a threat on the main scheme. Well, there's a threat. All right, next thing is Ultron's going to attack. We're going to take this attack, so he's attacking for 2. He's going to get a boost card. He's going to hit me for 3, and he's going to heal for 1 damage for each drone minion engaged with me, which is 0 right now, because this is after Ultron attacks me. So I'm going to take 3. That's going to boost me up to 6. Now, after Ultron attacks, a drone's going to come into play. That drone's going to attack me, and it's going to knock me into another damage, so I'm at 7. All right. Next up is going to be encounter card. Counter card says, Swarm attack. When revealed, each drone minion engaged with your hero attacks. If no attacks are made this way, put the top card of your deck into play as a drone minion. All right, so drone's going to attack me. We're going to take another one from the drone. All right, that's the end of the villain's turn. We're over to the hero's turn. Okay, now, what are we going to do here? Because I do need to heal. I need to spend 2 physical in order to pay for getting rid of the vibranium armor, because that's really a pain in my butt right now. Let's see here. I would kind of like to keep a hold of Giant Man. So I think we're going to use, do we use our team building exercise? So what we're looking at is sharing a trait with something, which is Avenger, Tiny, Tiny. I can use my team building exercise to play my army of ants. That's going to leave me with the ability, nope, then I won't be able to play either of the other cards. So let's go ahead and we're going to use Hive Mind and Team Building Exercise to pay for getting rid of, I have to exhaust my hero and then spend 2. So we're going to exhaust Ant-Man, Spend 2 to get rid of the vibranium armor because it's super annoying. All right, then we're going to use our team building exercise to bring our army ants into play. Army of ants. We're going to use our army of ants to take out this drone. Let's see here. Then we're going to attack with Stinger. When she does that, she's going to take another consequential, but she's going to do 1, and the power gloves are going to do 1. Actually, let's thwart with Stinger, and then her gloves are going to do 1 damage. So we're going to thwart for 1, then we'll hit for 1. And then, done, 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 done. We're going to change form. We're going to change over to Scott Lang. When we do that, we heal 1. And I think we're finished. We've done all the things we can possibly do. All right, so we're going to unexhaust all of our stuff. We're going to draw up to 6 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, more army ants. All right. We go over to the villain's turn. So 1 threat on the main scheme. Next up, Ultron is going to scheme. He's going to scheme for 1. He's going to get a boost card, which is going to be 3 more. Holy cow. So he's going to scheme for 4. When I do that, that's going to trigger the Crimson Cowl to go away, and we get 1B. So let's see here. Or sorry, 2A. Each player puts a top card, so we make a drone when he schemes. And then we advance to stage 2B, which says, after placing threat here, during step 1, I can either put 2 more threat there or put another drone into play. Ugh. All right. All right, so next up is this drone is going to scheme, so that's going to bump it up. So this comes into play, then this drone is going to scheme, that's going to put it at 1. All right. Then we need an encounter card. Encounter card is Drone Factory. When revealed, each player puts the top card of their deck into play, face down, engage with them as a drone minion. Place 1 threat here for each drone minion in play. So we're going to put that out. This is going to come out, and it's going to have 6 on it. Ouch! And we have an acceleration token. Yowza. Okay. That is the end of the villain's turn. Thank God, because stuff's going pretty crazy there. We're over to the hero turn. Oh, what do we want to go with here? Things are going slightly badly. I want to get that drone factory out of there, but we got all these minions out here too. We've got to resize. We've got some wrist gauntlets, which would be really nice to get the stun action going on against Ultron. And maybe that's what we should shoot for. I think one thing we know we need to do is to heal. So we're going to pop that and drop 3 to do a heal. All right. Other things that we can look at is it would be nice to get the wrist gauntlets out, but then we need 2 physicals in order to fire them off. Which if we do that, ooh, we've got to resize. So we could resize into small form. So we could play our wrist gauntlets. We would need to spend 2, which is potentially this and this. And we could resize into small form. I think that's how we're going to play this out. Okay. So let's see if we can make all of this happen right. So we are going to go to large form. So we shift to large form. Ba-boom. All right, we get to do a damage. We're going to take out a drone. All right, we're going to use our team building nope, we can't use team building exercise to do that. We're going to use our PIMS particles to play wrist gauntlets. So when we do that, we get to heal 2 damage because we're in giant form. All right. Then we're going to use... Oh, I'm messing something up here. Nope. I'm not going to use Pym's particles to pay for that. I'm going to use Ronin to pay for that. Now we're going to use Pym's particles and Giant Man to pay the 2 physical that we need. So if you're in giant hero form, exhaust wrist gauntlets and spend 2 resources. Stun an enemy. All right, so we're using a physical and a physical. And we're going to stun Ultron. Stun. And then we get to actually heal 2. All right, now we're going to play our resize. So resize says, change to your other hero form and draw a card. So now we're going to flip to our other hero form, which is Tiny Ant-Man. We get to remove a threat. I'm going to take 1 off of here. We can use our, we get to draw a card. Team building exercise. We can use our team building exercise to play Army of Ants. All right, now we use an Army of Ants to take out a drone. We use an Army of Ants to do damage to Ultron. We use Stinger to thwart on the drone factory, which is going to take it down to 4. And then she also gets to do 1 because of the gauntlets. So we're going to take Ultron down to 10. At that point in time, she's got +2 hit points. She's got a max of 4, so she's got 1 more that she can take. All right. I think I've done all the things I can possibly do, and I'm still sitting on a team building exercise. We're going to let that percolate there. And we're going to draw back up to 5. So we're going to get 4 in addition to that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Villain's turn. All right, we've got 1 threat's going to go on the main scheme. 2 threats going to go on the main scheme because we have an acceleration token over there. All right, so I need another 1. All right, then I need to decide the forced response. Do I put 2 threat there, or do I put another drone out? We'll put a drone out. All right, Ultron would attack, but he's stunned, so the stun goes away. All right, then this guy's going to attack, so we're going to take 1 from that. And we're going to get an encounter card. Counter card is an advanced Ultron drone, which is going to have guard. Ugh. All right. So that is the end of the villain's turn. We're over to the hero turn. All right, we are tiny size right now, so we can do some damage. Would be nice to stun Ultron again, but I don't think we're going to go there. The Ultron drone's got 4 on him, which is huge, and I kind of want to get that drone factory out of there because that's a real pain in my backside. So we do have a resize. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go large size. We'll go from Ant-Man into Big Ant-Man. Boom! When we do that, we get to do a point of damage. I think we will go ahead and take out this drone with my point of damage. All right. Then we're going to play... We're going to attack as Ant-Man. And we're going to hit the Ultron drone for 3. 3. All right. We're going to play resize, which says change to your other hero form and draw a card. So we're going to go down small sized. Back to small. We get to draw a card. And we get to do the Ant-Man thing, which is remove a threat from a scheme. So we'll take one more off of here. All right, we're going to use, let's see here. I think we'll go ahead and use this army ant to finish off the advanced Ultron drone. When I do that, a drone comes out, and I will use an army ant to finish off the drone. All right, we're going to use a team building exercise to bring an army ant into play. Then, let's see here. We will use this army ant to do a point of damage to Ultron, knocking him down to 9. All right. Kind of want to hold onto that giant stomp and do some damage. That's a good wipe the drones thing. So I think we'll hold on to that. I think we'll save Stinger for the block, maybe. So the question is, do I heal myself? I think we will use the reinforced suit to first aid. Actually, let's use the reinforced suit to first aid. Do I do it on myself or on Stinger? I think I do it on myself because we're going to use Stinger to block this next round. All right, so we're at 1 health on there, so that's looking pretty good. And we're done. So let's pick all of our stuff up here. And we're going to move up hand size of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're over to the villain's turn. All right. Villain's turn. We're going to put 2 threat on the main scheme. It's up to 5 already. Yikes. All right, Ultron's going to look to attack. We're going to put Stinger in front of this attack. He's attacking for 2. He's going to get a boost of 1, so he's going to do 3. That's enough to take out Stinger. Stinger's out. And we generate a drone from that. The drone's going to attack me. Actually, we should have 2 drones because I didn't take the threat here. That should have generated a drone. So we have 2 drones. I take attack from 2 drones. So 2. All right, now we need an encounter card. Counter card is, there's just so much going on with Ultron. Repair sequence. When revealed, Ultron heals 2 damage for each drone minion engaged with you. Oh. So the 2 drones really does come into play here because he's going to heal 4. So he's at 9. He's going to go up to 13. Oh, man. All the damage I've done so far goes away. All right. So that's the end of Ultron's turn. We're over to the hero turn. All right. Let's see here. We're going to giant stomp, I think. When we giant stomp, we're going to get to heal. Actually, I can spend a team building exercise in 2 to do my giant stomp, and then I can also stun. So I think we're going to hold on to that. All right, so we're going to do 3 army ants. 1, 2, 3 army ants. And we're going to do all 3 damage to Ultron. So he's down to 10. All right, we're going to change to large form Ant-Man. Boom! Come into play. Do 1 damage. We're going to do that to Ultron. So he's down to 9. All right, we're going to spend 2 physical on our wrist gauntlets to stun Ultron. So there's 2 physical, and we're going to put a stun on Ultron. Now, let's see here. When I do that, I get to heal 2 damage if I'm in giant hero form. So we get the 2 heal. All right, next thing, that's going to exhaust this. All right, next thing is we're going to use our team building exercise to reduce the cost of Giant Stomp by 1, spend 2 more, and we're going to Giant Stomp, and that's going to deal 1 damage to each minion, 8 damage to an enemy. So let's see here, 1 damage to each minion, 8 damage to an enemy. It's going to knock him from 9 down to 1. Okay, so then the question is, do I go ahead and I think I knock him into Ultron 2? I think we might as well do that. So, because I could thwart, but I thwart for 1. And that would get me close to getting rid of the drone factory. I think we're going to go ahead and hit him for 3. That's going to knock him into Ultron 2. All right, so he's going to remain stunned. We're going to have Ultron 2 come into play. Ultron 2 says, when Ultron attacks you, put the top card of your deck face down, engage with you as a drone minion. Till the end of the attack, Ultron gets +1 attack for each drone in play. All right. All right, so that's going to be the end of my turn. I'm going to draw back up, hand size of 5 or 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Haven't quite exhausted my hand. All right. So my question is, did I play both Giant Stomps already? There's one. That's the one I just played. Did I already go by the other Giant Stomp? Was it at the beginning? I've got this sneaky suspicion that I've got 1 card left here and that that's a Giant Stomp. And I don't see my other Giant Stomp, so I think that is my Giant Stomp. All right. All of this gets cleaned up. Boop, boop. And we're going to go over to the villain's turn. So we're going to put a threat on the main scheme. And then I decide whether we do... Oh, I put 2 threat on the main scheme. So this is going to go up 5, 7. All right. So then I also need to decide whether I put a drone into play or I put 2 more threat there. I think we will... Oh, that's my other Giant Stomp. We'll put 2 more threat there. All right. Ooh, Ultron needs hit points. He should have... Ugh, I forgot about that. 22 hit points. What? I remember why it had been about 100 times since I'd played Ultron. He's so annoying. All right. Ultron would look to attack Ant-Man, but he doesn't because he's stunned. I mean, he doesn't generate any minions or none of that other craziness goes on. Good stuff. But we get an encounter card. So our encounter card is... care for Cassie. So let's see here. My options are I can flip and then remove this from the game if I exhaust myself, or I can discard 1 card from my hand and I can't change. Oh, I don't want to do the not be able to change form thing. So we're going to go to Scott Lang form, which is going to heal me 1. I'm going to exhaust, and Care for Cassie is going to go out of play. Usually that's when I draw a stinger, but she's already out of there. Okay. So that is the end of the villain's turn. We're over to the hero's turn. Okay. So what are we doing here at this point? We know this is a big stomp, or we're pretty certain this is a big stomp. I think we need to wipe a bunch of threat out, which we can do if we bring Wasp into play and go tiny form. So I think that's our first course of action, is we're going to go from Scott Lang into tiny form, which lets us remove a threat. So we're going to take this threat off of here. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to, we can use that to reduce the cost of Wasp by 1. So I guess we'll go ahead and use our team building exercise. I don't know if that really does us any good. So we'll use our reinforced suit and our call for aid to bring Wasp into play. Actually, we're going to use our first aid and our call for aid to bring Wasp into play. All right, when she comes into play and I'm in tiny form, she gets to remove 2 threat from a scheme. So we're going to get rid of that. We're going to get this factory out of there. All right. I think we're going to activate her to take 2 off of Assault on NORAD. All right, we're going to use 3 Army of Ants, 1, 2, 3, to take 3 off of Ultrons. We're going to take it from 22 down to 19. And then I think we're done because we've used all of our stuff. All right. Now, downside is he's going to get an extra encounter card. Because in order to reach our hand size, we're going to grab our last card, which is that giant stomp. We'll go up to a hand size of 5. All right, hand size of 5. So I need 3 more cards. So thus far, I'm feeling pretty good about how this is going. So it's a little bit slower, but I've got full health. It is kind of scary that Assault on NORAD is at 7. So we're going to probably be making some minions this round. Hopefully the giant stomp will help clean all of that out. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Villain's turn. What's going to go on? First part of the villain's turn, we're going to put 1 threat on the main scheme. So we're up to 8. And then I decide, do I want a drone or do I want 2 more threat? I want a drone. Put the drone out here. All right. Next up, Ultron's going to come to attack Ant-Man. And we're going to take this attack. So when Ultron attacks you, put the top card in. So we're going to get another drone. So we've got 2 drones. So that means he's attacking for 2, 3, 4, and he's going to get a boost. So he's going to hit me for no bonus. All right, on the assault. And that's another one of those standard encounter cards made over to Ultron, which looks pretty cool. All right, so we're going to take 4, which all things considered is not awful. Because if he would have drawn it again, if that would have been the card that he drawed for the encounter, that would have sucked. So we're going to take 2. More from the drone, so we've taken 6. All right, I said how I thought this was looking good, and now it's kind of turning around. All right, we're going to get another encounter card. So we've got 2 encounter cards. Let's see how this works. Encounter card number 1 is Caught Off Guard. When revealed, discard an upgrade or support you control. If no cards were discarded, this gains Surge. All right, so an upgrade or support. So everything up here is my upgrades and supports. So the team building exercise has been pretty good thus far. I think we're going to get rid of, do I get rid of an army ant? Or I could get rid of my wrist gauntlets. But what I'm looking at next turn, I could giant stomp and stun, which seems like a really good move. So I think I'm going to get rid of one of my army ants. Don't know if that's a good idea or not. I'll find out really quick here. All right, other encounter card is Ultron's Imperative. When revealed, the first player puts the top 2 cards of their deck into play face down as drone minions. Boy, okay. So we get 2 more drone minions. Boy, I wish I was playing aggression at this point. All right, so that is the end of the villain's turn. We're over to the hero's turn. Things went kind of ugly, but I think we'll be able to do all right this turn. Okay, so we're small form right now, so I think we're going to do some small form stuff. We're going to do Army Ant, and take 2 off of Ultron. All right, I think that we have, so we want to save these two for the wrist gauntlets. This is for our giant stomp. All right, so we're going to have Wasp thwart for 2. And we're going to get rid of this Ultron's imperative because I don't like that. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to change to giant form. We're going to go big. Kaboom! We are going to do 1 damage to Ultron, so he's down to 16. We're going to spend 2. Now that we're giant sized, and we're going to stun Ultron. All right, we're going to use our, now that we're giant sized, we share a trait with our giant stomp. So we're going to exhaust team building exercise to make it cost 1 less. So it costs 2. We're going to spend 2 to giant stomp, which is going to do 8 damage to Ultron and 1 damage to each minion in play. So we're going to wipe the board there. We're going to do 8 damage to Ultron, which is going to take him from 16 down to 8. So 5, 2. And then I think we go ahead and attack with Ant-Man and take him down to 5. All right, so we're done. We're going to unexhaust a bunch of stuff. And we're going to go over to the villain's turn. So villain's turn, what's going to happen? We're going to put 1 threat on the main scheme, so it's up to 9. We're going to decide whether we want a drone or we want to put threat on the main scheme. What happens when we advance this? It's going to make a drone. I think we will take a drone. I'm going to take a drone. All right. Ultron would look to attack Ant-Man, but he's stunned, so he does not, which is good. This drone's going to attack. We're going to take 1. All right. Now it's going to come down to the encounter card. Let's see what happens. Encounter card is advance. The villain's going to scheme. Ugh. Okay, so he's got a scheme of 2. He's going to get a boost of 3. So he's going to scheme for 5, which is going to advance the assault on NORAD. So this is going to go away. And we have the countdown clock. Ultron has seized control of NORAD. It's only a matter of time before he overcomes the command safeguards and launches the nuclear arsenal. So I'm going to put the top card of my deck into play as a drone minion. I'm going to advance, and we have threat cannot be removed. It's up to you to save the world from nuclear Armageddon. All right. I think I may be able to save the world from nuclear Armageddon. And I forgot to draw my hand, which some of the, they're random anyway. So we're at 4, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I probably really wish I had what was underneath there, but okay. So that is the end of the villain's turn because that was our encounter card. And we're over to the hero's turn. So hero's turn, what are we going to do? We're going to attack with Wasp for 2, and we're going to attack with Ant-Man for 3. So that's the 5 we need to do to take Ultron out. Yes! We get the moral victory at the end there. Ant-Man with the win. We could have done some more with our army ants. Stinger could have come into play, done a couple, so I think we got the win there. Yeah. I'm not ready to go up to, I think I need to go Expert Ultron. I think you could possibly beat Expert Ultron with the pre-con Ant-Man, but I don't think the likelihood is very high. So I feel like this is a real challenge to take Ant-Man against Ultron. Playing a little bit smarter there, I think I did better. So I'm going to guess maybe if you were playing intelligently, like I wasn't the first couple of games, you could probably be at about maybe a 50% or better chance to have Ant-Man take out Ultron. I think if you play more control, get your army of ants out there, Ultron doesn't draw cards that cause him to do crazy things, then you've got a really good shot at taking out Ultron. The Army of Ants really helped control the minions out there with this deck. So I did like the team building exercise. I finally got it into play, and it was useful that time around. I really liked it. Risk Gauntlets did good for me that game too. I was really happy with how those came into play. I did have to skip my helmet at the beginning. It would have been nice, I think, to be able to use the helmet, but I think that ended up being the right play at that time. So yes, we got the victory. So 2 losses, 1 victory with the pre-constructed Ant-Man versus standard Ultron. So, and Ultron is the toughest villain from the core set. So as long as Rhino's not doing cheesy stuff like scheming out and around. But playing through, I think Ultron is a really rough one, and we got the win. So happy with that. So let me know if I missed anything in there. Ultron's got a whole bunch of things going on, so I hope I didn't miss anything, but it's very possible with all the things that happened while playing Ultron for me to have missed something. If I did, let me know. I'll try to get little notes in the game there for things that I missed, but it looks like that's a win and I got my moral victory. So not sure what I'm moving on to next. I think I want to do some 2-player stuff. Like I really haven't done a whole lot of solo 2-player. Try that out a little bit more and see how that goes. But looking for suggestions about where to go next. So that's it for now, and thanks for watching.